January 3, 2026. Caracas shakes violently from 7 massive precision strikes. American jets roar low overhead, their afterburners lighting up the night sky. Maduro screams into the cameras. Imperial aggression has begun. President Trump stays eerily silent, but his carrier strike groups close in from the Caribbean. This isn't Hollywood fiction. It's a real war for Venezuela's vast oil reserves that could reshape global power forever. Stay with us for these 10 gripping minutes. We'll uncover every detail, from the very first covert sparks to the brink of total apocalypse. Good day, viewers. Welcome to this exclusive special report. The United States has launched airstrikes on Venezuela. What exactly do we know right now? Why did it escalate today? And what terrifying fate awaits millions of innocent people? Pure facts only. No speculation, no fakes. Picture this vivid scene. New Year's celebrations barely faded, but Caracas erupts into pure hell. 7 thunderous explosions rip through the heart of the capital. La Carlota International Airport lies in smoking ruins, its runways cratered, hangars collapsed. The massive Fuerte Tiuna military base blazes fiercely, with secondary fires spreading to nearby fuel depots. Eyewitness Carmen Hidalgo, an office worker, recounts in panic. The ground trembled like an earthquake. We ran screaming from the streets. Blasts of hot air slammed our faces. Southern districts of Caracas plunge into total blackout for hours on end. Maduro appears on state TV, face flushed with rage. State of emergency declared nationwide. Full military mobilization immediately. Streets choke with thick black smoke. Soldiers fan out, gripping rifles tightly, checkpoints springing up everywhere. These strikes slammed 11 high-value targets with surgical accuracy. Key military bases like the sprawling Fuerte Tiuna complex, the nerve center of Maduro's army, and La Carlota Airport, a hub for regime air operations. Cartel-linked docks and warehouses in the states of Miranda, Aragua, and La Guaira took direct hits, where drugs and weapons flow unchecked. Even some dual-use civilian sites, like power substations, suffered damage. Low-flying F-35 Lightning IIs screamed in at treetop level, unleashing joint direct attack munitions. Reaper drones hovered silently above, firing Hellfire missiles in waves. No confirmed civilian deaths reported yet, but the chaos is just beginning. Panic explodes across the city. Endless food lines snake for blocks amid empty shelves. Families load cars and flee the capital in massive droves, highways jam toward Colombia. This attack feels random at first glance. But no, it's the explosive climax of a brutal, month-long shadow war that's been brewing in secret. Let's dive deep into the chilling facts and timeline. It all ignited back in August 2025. President Trump deploys not 1, but 3 carrier strike groups to the Caribbean Sea. He brands it publicly as a narco blockade, to choke Venezuela's drug pipelines. By September, the operation intensifies dramatically. American warships and submarines shred 35 cartel speedboats in ferocious night raids across the Caribbean, and even the Pacific approaches. 115 confirmed traffickers killed in those watery ambushes, bodies washing ashore for weeks. Fast forward to December. U.S. Navy SEAL team sees multiple massive oil tankers attempting to slip out of Venezuelan ports, loaded with crude bound for illicit buyers in Asia. CIA-operated MQ-9 Reaper drones then pound Cartel de los Soles strongholds, Maduro's own military-run drug network, in daring cross-border strikes from Colombia. Desperate pleas pour from Caracas for back-channel talks on curbing drug flows. Trump's response? Ice cold. No deals with terrorists. Culminating today, January 3rd, full-scale airstrikes unleash unrelenting chaos, marking the boldest U.S. military action in Latin America since the invasion of Panama in 1989. The Pentagon remains stone silent for now. But high-level leak sources to CBS and Reuters confirm without doubt. Direct presidential order from Trump himself. Maduro rages live on air. They crave our oil, 300 billion barrels of proven reserves, the largest on Earth. Warehouses stockpiled by Tren de Aragua, The brutal cartel allied directly with Maduro's regime now lie smoldering ruins, their weapon caches detonated in massive fireballs. This represents the first major U.S. ground operation incursion into Venezuelan territory in decades, building on years of crippling economic sanctions that have already starved the nation. The facts stand stark and unyielding. But what truly drives this firestorm? Let's unravel the layered intrigue, piece by explosive piece. The U.S. position cuts straight through. This is a narco-terror war without mercy. Maduro personally runs the cartels, funneling 90% of America's deadly heroin straight from his corrupt ports. The endgame? Seize control of the world's largest oil reserves, plunder rare earth minerals critical for tech and weapons, and finally topple the dictator who's clung to power through rigged elections and brutality. Trump vows in recent rallies, "We'll make America clean again, from deadly drugs flooding our streets and foreign oil dependence strangling our economy." Maduro fires back with fiery defiance. "The empire steals our resources, just like they did in Iraq. Pure colonial plunder." Yet his socialist regime teeters hopelessly on the edge of collapse. 1,000% hyperinflation turns wheelbarrows of cash into wallpaper. Mass starvation ravages the population, with reports of families eating from garbage dumps. Key allies falter badly. Russia and China stay uncharacteristically quiet, bogged down in their own escalating crises from Ukraine to Taiwan tensions. Global oil prices spiked 20% in after-hours trading already, as markets reel. Who emerges victorious in this clash of titans? The fallout promises to shock the world to its core. Let's game out the nightmare scenarios. Option 1. Swift U.S. ground invasion with Marines storming ashore. Maduro's corrupt forces crumble in a week, oil rigs pumped directly to Washington, stabilizing U.S. energy forever. Option 2. Bloody guerrilla hellfire erupts nationwide. Millions of desperate Venezuelans flee in biblical exodus to neighboring Colombia and Brazil, igniting a full regional meltdown with border clashes. A humanitarian catastrophe looms massively on the horizon. Widespread famine as food imports halt. Endless rolling blackouts cripple hospitals. Cholera outbreaks ravage overflowing refugee camps. Will Russia and China rush arms to prop up Maduro next, sending Sukhoi jets or S-400 systems? Trump counters by squeezing harder with unprecedented global sanctions, freezing every asset worldwide. The ripple hits everyone hard. Gas prices at pumps soar 50% overnight. Pure chaos engulfs all of Latin America from Mexico to Argentina. Global supply chains snap like brittle twigs under the strain. Practical advice for those on the ground: stockpile non-perishable food and clean water for at least one full week immediately. Head for designated evacuation routes before roads clog completely. For the rest of us watching worldwide, track reliable updates hourly from multiple sources. This marks just the opening salvo in a much larger storm. Venezuela now serves as the ultimate test of Trump's bold global playbook. What's coming next in this powder keg? Our follow-up video dives into raw world reactions from the UN to Moscow. War to the finish, or masterful bluff? You decide in the comments. Thanks for watching this intense breakdown. Hit like if it gripped you tight. Drop your honest take in the comments below. Subscribe and smash that bell notification. Full sources listed in the description. Stay vigilant and informed, because the world shifts fast, and history unfolds right now.